Hey there. I'm actually not in the best frame of mind right now. I'm upset about a few things, so I'm going to rant a little bit. One, testimony ended today in the case of another Seattle cop murdering another person. That's just not a good thing, okay? I don't live in Seattle. I live north of it. But still, that's my region. It pisses me off. Now, the murders don't happen all that often, but they have been beating the living fuck out of a lot of fucking minorities recently. And I mean a lot. From a couple of teenage girls that one big bad white officer just had to show the truth of the law to the Hispanic looking guy that this female officer just had to stomp on his head. He was already restrained and on the ground. To the officers, actually they weren't officers, they were just guards in the tunnels in Seattle that literally just walked around and watching people beat the living fuck out of this guy. I mean, just, well, this one gets me. This one is actual murder. There was a wood carver. He's Native American. Very hard of hearing. And he was wearing headphones. And he was walking away from an officer before the officer started yelling at him. Okay, now, let's run this through your head for a minute. Does it make sense that if you are hard of hearing and you are facing the opposite direction of somebody else and they start telling you something, can you hear them? Probably not. Add headphones, you really can't, right? This gets better. This gets better. Stop. Put the knife away. Stop. Bang, bang, bang. I'm not kidding. That's how it went down. It's on videotape. The officer yelled at him and shot him. The coroner came back with a report saying, yes, he was shot in the back and the side. And the cop is still saying he threatened him with a knife. He was yards away, not feet. He wasn't punchable range, he wasn't stabbable range, yards away. And facing the other direction, not facing the cop. It took a couple seconds for the cop to say, put the knife away, bang, bang. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but at some point, you have to question the Seattle PD. This is a recurring theme. We don't hear about white guys getting shot in the back often in Seattle. We don't hear about white guys getting their heads stomped on in Seattle. We don't hear about white guys getting the living crap kicked out of them in holding cells while they're restrained in Seattle. What do we hear about? Little girls, minor teens, getting the living shit kicked out of them by big cops. Cops who are breaking the law, breaking their own codes, and breaking their own routines. Let's bring up the crosswalk incident. Okay, the cop says, oh, I just witnessed a bunch of kids jaywalk. So what I'm going to do, because there are a bunch of minority kids and I'm a one white cop and they're all around my size, except for the girls, of course. So, hey, I'm going to jump in the middle of this and I'm going to yell at them all and try to arrest them. Am I the only one that sees the disconnect here? No. The rules say, if you're faced with a group, you call backup. You call a group to face that group. One single cop never fares well against a group. Ever. A, in the best of circumstances, people's cell phones will make you look like an idiot. B, in the second best of circumstances, people will talk shit, and then their video cameras and cell phones will make you look like an idiot. C, not the best of circumstances. They will kick the living crap out of you. Or D, you'll be caught on camera beating the crap out of the smallest available people near you. Hello? This actually is taught at the police academy. Don't do it. Look at the guy that was caught for looking Mexican. I'm sorry. I would like to deliver a punchline here, but there wasn't one. That was why he had the living crap kicked out of him, thrown on the ground, handcuffed, and then had his head stomped on. Because he looked Mexican. Not because he wore the same clothes that a suspect near that vicinity was wearing. Not because he was Mexican and a bunch of Mexicans did something in that vicinity. Actually, not because of anything. Just because he looked kind of Mexican. And quite a few blocks away, there was somebody who might have been Mexican that kind of might have done something. So this guy had the living crap kicked out of him. And then there's the girl that was in jail. She kicked her shoe out of the cell she was in. That's all. She flipped her foot. Her shoe went that way. What do you see? A guy running in the cell, beating the living shit out of her, throwing her against a wall, slapping her around, slamming her head against a wall. Because he was under threat of his life or something. Yeah, I'm just really unhappy recently. And I'm unhappy that this guy is still claiming, and I'm going back to the woodcarver, sorry. I am upset that he's still claiming that, oh, I felt threatened on my life. The fuck? The guy was not looking at you. He was walking away. He had headphones on. He was hard of hearing. And he was going away from you. You said, put down the knife, then you shot your gun. In about that sequence. Count my words. There was a few seconds in between. Drop the knife, bang, bang, bang. The guy was yards away, going away. And it gets better yet. The cop still swears that the knife was open. I saw this knife. It was brandished at me. First of all, moron, the bullets went in his back and side. They didn't go in his front. Therefore, he wasn't brandishing it at you. He wasn't. I swear. That's what it means. When you shoot somebody in the back, they're generally not facing you. Second, when crime scene photographs were taken, the knife was closed. Oh, wait. I know. I got it. Okay, what happened is that after I murdered the guy, his spirit jumps out of his body, closes the knife just to make me look bad. Well, probably not, since spirits don't exist. Okay, let me be that officer one more time. I know, his totem animal jumped out of his body or the ditch or whatever totem animals come from, and closed the knife just to make me look bad. No, you bastard. You just shot a guy. You murdered him. Okay? So there's a little angry video about how I feel about police officers in Seattle at the moment. This shit is building up. And there's a serious problem here. And if this guy gets off of the charge, we need to make sure shit changes really fucking quickly. Because this is not okay. You don't murder a guy. You don't shoot him in the back. Well, unless you're a cop. And then you can. And you could probably get benefits.